Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. This is the National Football League. The Denver Broncos taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And this carries into the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Out now comes Russell Wilson in season number 9, six-time Pro Bowler, as he gets set to lead this Seahawks offense.
Whenever you think about the Seattle Seahawks, one of the first things that pops to mind is how well they run the football and how much they like doing it. But you have to also look at how well Russell Wilson has played at the quarterback spot. Hasn't just been a game manager. Last year, over 4,100 yards passing, the second most in his career. 31 touchdown passes and took care of the ball as well because he threw just 5 interceptions. If you need to open things up, Russell Wilson can get it done.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
It's a gain of...
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
Wilson's pass.
Pass complete,
to Chris Carson.
but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats. Throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Complete.
A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
Well, there's a sight that fans were used to seeing a little bit more earlier in his career. Just 3 rushing touchdowns last year for Russell Wilson. He's had as many as 6 in a season. I think he's a lot more selective, a little more judicious about running the football now, but still scares the heck out of any defense when he decides to tuck it and go.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. The Broncos offense set to go behind their quarterback in his second season now from Missouri, Charles. It's Drew Lock.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Every year we spend a lot of time and money evaluating the top prospects for the NFL draft. How about when we all get fortunate and see a guy like Phillip Lindsay, an undrafted free agent who had 1,000 yards rushing.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Brought down back at the 31-yard line.
Free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. He'll dump this one off to Lindsay. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
On third down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
And Russell Wilson gets sacked, and he tied for the most sacks in the NFL last season with 48 in total. but Seattle likes to throw the ball deep. So that means you're going to take more time to get the ball down.
Goal line. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And nothing there on the return that got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Intercepted.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
The Denver offense ready to go again. You know, high expectations for this club in 2020, especially when you consider that they're coming off a run of missing the playoffs 4 straight years since their Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 50. So, Charles, it's a very, very hungry franchise.
Oh, I'd say that this is a franchise that's starving because throw in 3 straight losing seasons as well. But I do think there are a lot of reasons for optimism because they've got the young quarterback in Drew Lock. They picked up Melvin Gordon from the Chargers, Jarrell Casey from the Titans, A.J. Boye from the Jaguars. So they're helping their offense and their defense. And how about what they did on offense in the draft, drafting those 2 young wide receivers to go along with Cortland Sutton and tight end Noah Fant.
And by the way, those 3 straight losing seasons, Drew Lock taken down in the end zone. 2 points for the defense. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
That's taken on the 25. Well, the Seahawks going to work here once again offensively. You look back to last year, Charles, 11-5, the final tally. They got a playoff win in Philly before falling in Green Bay. And look, we've sat here and talked about this team year after year. Could this be the year that they fall off? And every year, they seem to go out and make the playoffs. So I guess it's caught inside the 25. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20.
The no-fly zone certainly not existing on this drive. They've had no trouble moving the ball through the air, back-to-back big-time completions. So now if you're a defense, what adjustments are you going to make to try and keep them out of the end zone?
And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch. Coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
It's always interesting when you get ready for a Seattle Seahawks game because when you think of their receivers, you think of these guys are going to be 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds out on the perimeter. But Tyler Lockett, he shatters all of those thoughts. Much more like a water bug, but maybe their most trusted target downfield. Led Seattle with 1,057 yards last season, operates in the slot and outside, and is tough as any receiver in the NFL.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. And that will make this a 16-point lead. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run. getting him in for 6 points.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. To return it, here's Deontay Spencer. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Spencer on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their
The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go, D.
Block working out of the gun. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Locke. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time. And now it's 3rd down. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Shotgun snap to Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Chris.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
To throw again, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And down he'll go at the 25. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Jarrell Casey with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Jerry Jeudy there. And now it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing again. Locke. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Lock to throw on 3rd and 1. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jaron Reed drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now.
Broncos 3.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. We'll see how that affects them this go-around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jarrell Casey picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Jarrell Casey plays this game with passion and aggression as well as great intelligence, and he's been awfully consistent as well. At least 5 sacks each year since 2013. 9 seasons previously in Tennessee. The last 5 as a Pro Bowl defensive tackle.
Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. He'll hand this one off to Gordon. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Just shy of midfield.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
From midfield, here's Locke. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver 1st.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Fakes the give to Gordon. Now here's Locke to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
1st and 10.
So more problems here in this 1st quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
No gain.
If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Brought down by Bright.
So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Locke. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, first-time Pro Bowler. He was the intended target. But now it'll be third down.
And 17.
On third and long, it's Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the second quarter.
And a lot of that is pride because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up as this one moves on.
And he probably wants a little bit more of the spotlight going forward. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Alexander Johnson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's up. This is good, and it makes it a 16-10 game now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one.
25-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick six. He lets it, and that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
2 yards on the play.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Wilson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Not only another 1st down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Being chased out left, and he's going to keep it here. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Wilson on the keeper. Touchdown, Seattle.
This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues. 3
already for him. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now 13. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return is Spencer. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I know people see Phillip Lindsay's role in Denver changing a bit with the arrival of Melvin Gordon, but I think Gordon's going to be more of an enhancement for Lindsay. Maybe he won't carry it as often, but now he'll be much more effective as a two-headed monster in the backfield. Both of them can run it inside, get to the perimeter, and catch the ball at the backfield and move the sticks.
Second and 10.
Clock will try again on second down. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tim Patrick, 59 yards. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead will shrink to 6. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, 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 and that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. To throw again. Wilson, flush to his right. Going for... He's got a man. Complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now it's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Metcalf once again the target. That'll bring up second down.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll make it third down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, 35 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 13. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return is Spencer. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. From the gun, Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9. Operating from the gun, Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end, Fant. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Brings up third.
Noah Fant was a first-round pick in 2019, and he was picked because of his receiving skills. Had 40 catches in his rookie season for 562 yards. Did have 2 games where he topped 100 yards in each of those. Yes, he's still developing as a blocker, but that's not why he went in the first round. He went there for his ability to make big plays down the field. On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
On first and 10, it's Lindsey. Bobby Wagner, the NFL's leading tackler in 2019, there on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Second and 9 from the 44. They'll try the draw, Lindsey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
3rd and 9.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
From the gun, Locke. Wide open receiver complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Lock on the give, it's Lindsey. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lock toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's third down. So they need 6 yards here on third down. They're 2 for 2 on third down tries so far on this drive. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now fourth down. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that gets him back within 10. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. Want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now right away, he'll look to throw. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the northwest and gives Russell Wilson a big-time target in the middle of the field.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll find Metcalf. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
What a great rookie campaign in 2019 for DK Metcalf, who came in with high expectations, was actually upset that he went in the second round, not the first round, but quickly proved everyone wrong who didn't take him prior. 900 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and looks exactly like a Seattle Seahawks receiver is supposed to look. Big, strong, physical, and catches all the contested passes downfield.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
At the 9-yard line.
Now it's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Mike Purcell. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Myers' kick is good, and that will stretch the lead up to 13.
Broncos 20.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to write them. Oh, now Lindsey lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him.
Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks Seahawks have picked it up. They find some open field here. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Recovered.
A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it and not realize.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
A loss of 9.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, this one into the hands of Metcalf. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. This complete to Lockett. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will swell the lead to 16.
36. Broncos 20.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
On the return is Spencer. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over 1st and 10. At their own 26.
Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game.
2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Locke, he'll get this one to Patrick. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
1st down.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
It's a pickup.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back and forth first half that we've seen. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Again, Wilson. And caught left side, Olsen. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
It's a gain of 7.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
At the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Sheds another, and he'll get it down here to the 43. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Gain of 7. First down, Seahawks.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And he's got his big tight end here. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 12.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And the Seahawks.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Back and forth, we win in that first half. This has certainly been an entertaining one to watch thus far. So let's get right back out to it as we'll rejoin our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. On the return is Spencer. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10. From the gun, it's Locke. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 43. Locke working out of the gun. He'll find Lindsey here. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
It's second and inches.
Now Locke again. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Tim Patrick, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos cut into that lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are.
But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. Again, they'll throw with Locke. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 24. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 76 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just 1 play resulting in the touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken in the end zone. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Noah Fant.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Locke. This is the tight end Fant. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards on the play. 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there with a nice pickup.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Locke. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Locke going to throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Third down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A little check down to Lindsey. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And McManus able to put it through, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12.
Broncos 31.
So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he got blown up on that play, back at the 20. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brought down by Alexander Johnson.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Complete to Chris Carson.
And now he's closing in on 450 yards passing.
That's an incredible number. I mean, you're talking about the best defenders in the world that you're trying to throw the ball against, and you're creating that type of a number. Fantastic job, fantastic performance, and he's going to have to ice up his arm afterwards, too.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
To throw again. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end.
Wilson's pass.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
9-yard gain on the play.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Throw left side complete. It's Carson. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
At their own
And Denver getting set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 35.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now on 2nd and 13. Locke looking middle, and it's incomplete.
intended for Tim.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
13.
Shotgun snap to Locke. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
It can be a thankless job sometimes to be a kicker, but they're thanking him right now. That's now 4 field goals. He's kept him in the game.
He sure has. That offense has got to find its rhythm because I'm not sure that just kicking field goals is going to allow them to win this game.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards there and a first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Wilson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Russell Wilson sacked. Fumble on the play.
When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
It's a gain.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Now Wilson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson.
Wilson's
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
To Chris Carson.
That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Jason
Brandon, a lot of times you'll see running backs rotate in and out of the game, whether it's a completed pass, a good run, it doesn't matter. Here, not only does he stay in, but they go right back to him, and he makes another nice play. Back-to-back catches.
34.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Spencer on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And 3.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
On the carry.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Lock throwing on target to Fan. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
For a Denver Broncos.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
49-yard line.
To throw it is Lock. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action in Denver. Throwing again. Lock. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He was covered.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Locke looks to throw it again. Screen pass to Lindsey. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Locke going to hand it off here to Gordon. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Operating from the gun, Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. On 1st down, Locke. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant on the touchdown pass from Drew Locke. And the Broncos draw a bit closer.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
McManus now for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
41.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. From the gun, it's Wilson. Rolling to his left. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. Tyler Lockett was the target there, but it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. He'll find Metcalf. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 45-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. To throw again is Wilson. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. The extra point now coming from Myers. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. He'll get this one to Patrick. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Lock now on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Locke. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Locke's pass complete.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 10 more there and another first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Jarrell Casey giving him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Myers' kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage.
Broncos 41.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On first down, Lindsey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
He was taken
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Locke. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. L.J. Collier in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
2nd and 10.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Buying time to his left. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
He's going to take off with it. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And coming out now, the Broncos. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. This is the tight end fan. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35. To throw again. Lock. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Intended.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Block off of play action. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And the return will stop right around the 25.
The Seahawks. They'll take over.
Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. Steps away to his left. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The Broncos take over.
We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Well, the second down throw on target. And a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
By Seattle.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the fourth.
Wilson's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's third down.
On third down, Wilson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jarrell Casey, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Shotgun snap to Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete.
Second and 10.
Second down and 10.
Throwing again. Locke finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
2-yard line.
Locke working out of the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. To throw again. Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. He completes this to Sutton. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to fourth down. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run again with Carson. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Now Drew Lock and the Broncos. Down by 15. A minute 12 to go. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Intended for Noah.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Second and 10.
Throwing again. Lock. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, but it's going to be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Lock. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, it's Locke. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown, but probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So this drive spans 7 plays. So with 13 on the clock, it's time for an onside kick. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Wilson to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Wilson. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.